one. Love my school because it improves me in good grades. I love my school because it improves me in good grades. I love my school because the teachers inspire us.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
That was a beautiful presentation by our lovely students. We really miss them, and we're getting ready to welcome them, hopefully very soon, and hopefully the circumstances will even continue to improve. So I'd like to say welcome parents and staff and students, the listeners. We're really excited about the new school year. This is your Superintendent, Nawal Hamadeh. I'm really looking forward to continue to collaborate with Mrs. Anjum, your school leader, the principal, and to working with the staff as well to welcome you. We want to talk initially about the preparedness plan. Everybody must have heard about it. It's all over the social media, the media. So we're going to begin with that, and then Mrs. Anjum will take it over from there, and she will discuss many logistics that I'm sure many parents are interested in hearing about. So let's get started with the preparedness plan. As you well know, the governor, towards the end of the school year, has announced its, the guidelines for a safe start and what the schools will need to get ready under which the schools will need to get ready for the reopening. There are 6 phases that the governor laid out in her committee, of course, and phases 1, 2, 3 are typically the phases that reflect a severe and or high risk stage where schools must be closed, school building, but the education must go online or 100% virtual. Phase 4, which is where we're at this stage. So there has been an improvement since last school year to now. So we're in phase 4, where it's a little less severe, but still there's a high risk. And as a result, there are many mandatory regulations that we must comply with in order for students to be in school. And then phase 5, there are least mandatory regulations. Highly recommended and or recommended safety procedures that we have to follow. And then phase 6 is when the school goes back to normal with no restrictions, no risk. And that's what we're praying for, is that eventually we will get to phase 6. And only the governor announces the phases, so we do not really have any say in the type of phase we would be in. This is usually decided by the governor and based on the risk factors from contracting the virus within the state of Michigan. Now, as a result, we've been asked to do a reopening plan, and we've been really soliciting feedback from staff, from parents, from students, and doing research across the country as to what other schools are doing, even looking at the international level, see what best practices are being used. And as a result, and getting all that feedback and what would be, of most interest and where the parents feel and or stand as far as from a safety perspective, whether they feel comfortable sending their kids to the school, or they don't feel comfortable sending their kids to school. So we came up after extensive planning with the committee and the principals and the leadership. We came up with the following. We thought, given the restrictions that we have to go through and the preparations to ensure that there's heavy safety within the building, we decided that it would be wise to go strategically and carefully and slowly. The first month we would do 100% virtual. So students would remain at home studying and learning through virtual means, like we've done last year. And then that would go from August 31st, which is the first day of school. It's a half day on that day. And the next day is September 1st. And that'll be a full school day through September 30th. That will be all 100% virtual. Come October 1st, the plan is to start school having the option of coming to school, students coming into school based on the student's choice. Partially, which is on blended learning design, which we will discuss shortly. So, however, in the plan also, the superintendent would have the authority to make that decision like we do with a snow closing day or any, kind of tough decision that requires immediate action. So if in case we feel collaboratively that there is a still high risk for students to come in and for staff to come in, we would continue with the virtual. We don't know that at this time. We would continue to monitor the situation, and depends, where the governor stands on the phases, and also depends on what's going on within the school families and staff families. So if we end up experiencing cases of COVID-19, we may have to extend the virtual. But if we don't have cases, increased cases or identified cases, when we feel there's low risk, yes, we will open the school. And the goal is to open as of October 1st to those students whose families have chosen for them the blended learning to be in school part of the time. Let's talk about the plan. So once we get over that 1 month, and hopefully we will get back to school. So the plan is to give the families the option to choose either plan A, plan B, or plan C for their kids. Every parent has been sent a survey to complete online. And I believe our staff have been contacting the families for those who did not complete the surveys. Make sure you go and check that link and go enroll your kids in one of those plans. It's very important in order for us to finalize their schedule. Basically, for the bulk park, schedules have been completed. We just need to make sure which plan your child is enrolled in. And these are the options. Option A, the parents would select that their kids go to school for the full year, 100% virtual, means they will not be in the building unless there are exceptional situations where they may need to be either tested or they may need to pick up some resources from the school. And so that is 100% virtual learning for Plan A. Plan B, if some parents choose Plan B, that means they would opt to have their kids attend school 3 days of the week, and then 2 days would be virtual. So they would come in 3 days to the school to take their classes, and the other 2 days they would take them virtually. Plan C, some parents may opt to send their kids 4 days a week to the school and 1 day virtual. So a total of 5 days that's the setting for the school, whether it be it in school or virtually or all virtual. So the reason for Friday to be virtual consistently is because it will allow the staff to do deep cleaning of the building, the custodial staff and the custodial services to do deep cleaning of the facility once a week. However, we will sanitize the building every day, plus every 4 hours during the school day when the students are in school. We would also do sanitization of the classrooms to minimize the exposure of anybody to COVID-19. let's talk about the procedures, how we would go about with that. Number one, classroom instruction is going to be structured. So there's going to be a full schedule as if the students are totally in school. And so the school will be the classes. The first class is 7:55 to 9:02. That's the first class. The end of the day ends at 3:15, like we did last year. So it's a similar schedule, except teachers will be teaching every session like they would if they were in school. And so it is not, we're not expecting teachers to be live online the full hour, the full day, nor do we expect students to be live online the full day for full hour. So the students are expected to check in. They are expected to follow the teacher's instructions and to follow with their homework assignments, with their studies, and to complete the requirements in order for them to get credit. If students do not get engaged and they don't join, that would be a problem for the students because there will be assessments, there will be accountability. We want to make sure that our students do not fall behind and that the students are learning. And then also the teachers will follow a very structured system. So there will be accountability on the part of teachers where there would be evaluations, and then there will be review and support and training and all of that. Of course, every student will be getting a Chromebook. So I'm sure now Mrs. Anjum and her team are scheduling the distribution of the Chromebooks. So you will need to coordinate with that. You need to make sure that you do follow the schedule that will be sent to you to pick up your Chromebook for the students. As far as the plan is concerned, how do we make sure that students are safe? So one is that the first thing that we're doing is number one is we're having non-contact facial recognition thermometers at the building. So we will have 4 of those. They're heavy duty and they take heavy traffic. So that way the movement of the students and the staff will be quicker than if we were to manually take temperatures. So everybody's temperature will be checked. So that's mandatory. We ask that the families at home to please check the temperature of your kids before you send them to school. That's when it's time for the students to come in. And then also to make sure to fill in a questionnaire that will ask questions if your child has any symptoms related to COVID or if there has been any exposure to COVID-19. And so that's going to be taking place on a daily basis. We will need the cooperation of the parents to complete that survey daily. All of our staff and everyone who attends the building or comes into the building, they will be required to complete the questionnaire on a daily basis and to take their temperature. Anyone with temperature and or with symptoms that are COVID-19 symptoms will not be allowed in the building. So let's say you drop off your child at the office or at the building, and then we notice that the child has a fever. They will not be allowed in. So you gotta make sure you do not drop them off and just go. You gotta make sure that the child will not be sitting there and waiting in the school not to expose anyone else with them. And we want them to be comfortable because if they're not feeling good, they should not be coming to the school. So that's one of the measures, safety measures we would be following is using those thermometers. Another measure we will be doing or taking, we will be installing UV lights in all of our HVAC systems. And this will help in having cleaner air circulating and sanitized air. So this is widely used nowadays to help with sanitization of the rooms and the buildings. So that will be a part of what we will be doing. And that's why one of the reasons why we're actually delaying the school 1 month is to ensure that we have all the safety measures secured and ready to go when we welcome students to the classrooms. Another thing also, we're buying heavy equipment for sanitization, those machines, spray machines. And there's another heavy industrial equipment that we will be using in the evenings as well to sanitize the classrooms. So that'll be across the board with all of the entire building. on daily basis in the evenings. Like I said, every 4 hours, the classrooms will be sanitized as well. There will be sanitization lotions and liquids, and there will be wipes, there will be gloves, masks. All students in grades 6 through 12 must wear masks. This is a requirement from the state. It's not even just a school requirement. It's a state requirement. As long as we are in phase 4, students in grades 6 through 12 must wear masks all the time except during lunchtime. And unless they have breathing problems, at that time we would require a doctor's note to excuse the student. Grades pre-K through 5 are not required to wear masks in the classrooms, yet they are required to wear masks when they get out of the classroom, going in the hallways, going to the restrooms, or walking to the cafeteria. And then also, teachers are required to wear masks, and they're required to do social distancing, staying at least 6 feet away from the students. And that's all the staff and the teachers as well. Then also the food service staff, they would be wearing gloves, masks when they're preparing food. Lunches will continue to be served to our students. We will not serve lunches to the community. We will only serve to students who are enrolled at the school. That's a change. Additional safety measure, of course, anytime we learn of an incident, we ask that students and parents do report any incident to the school. At that time, the school will assess the risk factor, will be working closely with the health department, and will follow the CDC guidelines. And again, safety is number one focus here. In addition to the education, we will not jeopardize our stakeholders' safety, and we will do whatever it takes to ensure that everyone is following the guidelines, and we're offering a very safe, clean environment. With that, I know there are a lot of procedures that Mrs. Anjum will be covering with you. I would like to say thank you so much, and I'm looking forward, me and Mrs. Anjum and the entire team, we're all excited. We're looking forward to seeing you, hopefully, when things get better. Remember, during those unprecedented times, things will continue to be fluid, and things could change at any time. We will continue to monitor the situation, keep you posted. We will continue to communicate with you via social media, emails, remind, so if anything changes. At this time, we're very close to August 31st and to welcoming all the, all the teachers and the parents and the students. One thing it's important to note that parents will not be allowed in the building simply because we don't want to bring in an unnecessary or expose to have an unnecessary exposure to anybody. And so we have to minimize the traffic that will be taking place at the building. And by giving those options A, B, and C, we're hoping that the numbers in the school building, when some parents choose blended learning, will be reduced. And so students will be spaced. It may not be possible to have the full 6-foot distancing, social distancing, but we will try to maintain that safety as much as possible and the distance as much as possible. We will be purchasing shields for every desk, so that is an added layer of protection. So hopefully we want families to feel as safe as possible for their kids, and hopefully we will have the collaboration, cooperation of everybody to ensure that those safety measures are followed. If you have any questions, please, feel free to address them. I'm sure Mrs. Anjum and the team will be able to address them. I'm going to have to drop from this presentation, and I'll, leave you, inshallah, in good hands. And I wish you the best of luck, and inshallah, Happy New Year. Wassalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Hamadeh. Thank you. My name is Uzma Anjum. I'm the principal here at Universal Academy. I'm going to go over a couple of other logistics and schedules and other important things that we need. Hamadeh said we have sent home the surveys for the parents are learning. It will be virtual learning, blended learning for 3 days, or blended learning for 4 days. We are making sure that all parents are completing the survey. Our administrators are following up every single day, calling home, and then we are texting the survey to the parents who still have not completed it. So make sure you all complete the survey. It's mandatory for all students, so we know which kind of learning you are picking for this school year. um, Once we get the survey complete, we will be able to follow up with our plannings and our details for phase 4 or phase 5, whichever plan it is. For now, like Mrs. Hamadi mentioned, August 31st is the first day of school for all students. It will be a half a day. We will be going with virtual learning for the whole month of September, starting August 31st till September 30th for now. And we will share the detailed plan afterwards once we come up with the complete plans. Fridays will be half days, as usual, like you had last year. Once you choose the plan, we would like you to remain with the same plan at least until the end of the semester or the full year, depending on the seat or availability of the enrollment. We will let you know if there is a chance for you to change your plan. So choose wisely. Once you choose the plan, we will have you stick to that same plan for the rest of the school year. Whether we choose virtual or blended. Um, our initial plan, like I mentioned, it's until September 30th, virtual learning. During the month of September, we will continue to inform you based on what we have received about CDC guidelines and our governor's plan. We are planning to have virtual orientation sessions for all parents and students during the first week of school. More details will be shared later with you. Scheduled time for school is 7:55 to 3:15, just like it was last year. Attendance in all classes is mandatory. Absence will be marked in Power School. So you have to be careful about your attendance. We want you to check in according to your schedule with every single one of your teacher every day. So middle school and high school students, you have to make sure that every hour is accounted for. Absences will be marked, and according to our attendance policy in our handbook, high school students can lose the credit if they accumulate 10 or more absence in one class. Remember, 4 tardies marked as 1 absence in your credit. Sorry, in your classes. Students are expected to be on time for every single class, whether it's a live session or recorded session. You have to check in with your teacher for every single class. A late login will be marked as tardy in Power School. Every class counts. Every grade and every assignment from the very first day of school will be counted. And Power School portal, all of parents and students should have access. If you don't have access, please call the school. Please send us an email or a text message, and we will follow up right away. Parents, you are an integral part of your child's education, and you are expected to help and ensure that our students establish and follow a regular daily routine. They are expected to help in establishing consistent schedule for virtual and blended learning students. So make sure you do your part so that we are being able to do our part to the best of our ability. In school, if we follow up with the our plans for students to be in the building, those of the students who decided to be in school, I'm just trying to explain the layout. Students' desk will be separated. They will be spaced apart. We will wipe down the desks, and the classrooms will be sanitized every 4 hours. Students will not be allowed to move from one class to the other. Once they come in, they will stay in one classroom for the whole school day. Lunches will be provided inside the classrooms. Middle school and high school students will be able to have lunches in the cafeteria once or twice a week based on their schedule. Um, there will be barriers around the desk, like Mrs. Hamadi explained, and there will be no sharing of personal items or school items with anyone. No backpacks will be allowed. Lockers will not be assigned to any students this year. All students will bring in their own water bottle, and those bottles will not be shared. Water fountain will not be utilized. We will have some coolers all around the building so that you can refill your water bottle, but we will not provide you with the water breaks or bottles to take with you. You have to bring it from home. Bathroom breaks will be very limited. Signage will be placed all around the academy indicating proper social distancing and hygiene practices. No parents or guests will be allowed in the building except under any emergency circumstances, which you will have to call the school to confirm. All indoor and outdoor activities, assemblies, off-site field trips, athletic activities, and after-school clubs will not be conducted until further notice. K through 5 students are mandated to wear masks if they are in the hallways or public places. Inside their classrooms, it is strongly recommended, but they are not mandated. Students in grades 6 to 12, they all have to wear masks all the time in the hallways, in classrooms, everywhere, unless they are not able to wear the mask due to some medical reason. But documentation has to be provided for that. The lunches and breakfast will be grab and go kind of breakfast and lunches. So students will have breakfast in class. They will grab the breakfast when they come in the morning and take it to the classroom and eat it there. Uh, Lunches will be divided between, like I explained before, between classroom or in cafeteria, alternate for middle school and high school. All K through 5 will have lunches in the classrooms. And social distancing obviously will be observed during the cafeteria time. Students will come into the cafeteria and they will sit down, and the staff will bring the food or the boxes to them in the in the cafeteria. Students that are going to have virtual learning, they will be provided meals. It will be pick up from outside the school, and we will provide you with a schedule for that. Um, we will have all state required testing, district and state required assessments this year. So we will share detailed plans because coming fall, in September and October, these are the 2 months where we will have NWEA, Fontes and Penal assessment for K through 8 students, VIDA screeners, and for VIDA screeners for kindergartners and new students, KRA assessment for kindergarten students, PSAT assessment for 8, 9, and 10th graders, NMSQT assessment for 11th graders, and SAT assessment for grade 12. All of this is happening this fall. We will share the details with you. So that's why it's really important for every student to attend every single class and be there on time and follow up with all teachers' assignments so you are not lacking behind with anything. All high school students are still required to complete 24 credits in order to graduate per our policy. All high school students who applied to dual enrollment in April for fall of this school year, they have already received confirmation of their classes at HFCC. They need to follow HFCC plans for virtual or in-person classes, whichever the case. Please call the main office if you still need any assistance. All AP students, you will get your schedule next week. Teachers will follow up during the week of August 24 if there are any prerequisite readings or assignments for AP students to complete. Any high school student who is working on credit recovery classes need to complete those credits as soon as possible. And please call the school if you have any questions, any concerns, so that we can help you out. Students are expected to follow code of conduct per our handbook all the times, whether they are virtual or blended learning in school. All students' schedules and school calendar will be distributed along with the Chromebooks next week. The schedule to pick up Chromebook is already shared through the letter and the memo to the parents and families through social media. We are planning for everyone's safety And the release of Chromebook will be only through drive-through format. Chromebook will not be released to any student if the parents are not present in car. You must stay at 6 feet apart from each other and wait for instruction for the staff member to receive your child's Chromebook. Once you drive in, come to the main area, in front of the main door, you have to wait for the staff to verify the receipt of your signed Chromebook agreement before we give it to you. So you need to do the online agreement for Chromebooks for all your students before you come and pick up the Chromebooks next week. The schedule to pick up Chromebooks is as follows. Tuesday we have 1:30 to 3:30. All K through 5 grade students will pick up their Chromebooks, their schedules, and the school calendar from the school, from the main in front of the main entrance. You can drive in, stop there. A staff member will be assigned who will check your receipt of Chromebook agreement. If you are done with the agreement, we will provide you with the Chromebook and the other documents. Wednesday, August 19 is the day for grades 6 to 8 to pick up Chromebooks and schedules. Same time, 1:30 to 3:30. Thursday, August 20th is the day for grade 9 through 12 to pick up Chromebook from 1:30 to 3:30. Please be there on time. Wait for your turn. Once you come, drive in, wait for the staff member to confirm that you have completed Chromebook agreement. Once we confirm that, we will bring the Chromebook outside in a box or in an envelope, and along with the student schedule and the calendar and the letter with the grade grouping of the student. So all the information will be given to you when you come in to pick up your Chromebook next week. Any questions, any comments, feel free to ask. Yes, the teachers, there's a question about the teachers. Yes, the teachers are asked to report to the school on August 24. For the month of August, the timing for staff is 9 to 4. So teachers are required to come to the building on August 24. That's the first day for teachers to report. If you want to change a plan that you have already submitted, you can go ahead and update it. You can go ahead and give us the new plan, and it will overwrite your previous one. AP classes will be facilitated the same way like all the other classes you have. AP students will be informed if they are scheduled for AP classes. And the process is, we already have discussed with all the high school students. You ask for your choice, and then based on your assessment results from PSAT, SAT, or NMSQT, we compile the list and follow up with the scheduling. We will be providing the Arabic translation for this session. Please call the school. If you need any help, call the school. We are happy to answer any questions.
Hello, Ms. Anjum. I just wanted to inform the parents that tomorrow we're having a session in Arabic. أعزائي الأهالي، غدا سوف يكون هناك لقاء باللغة العربية الساعة 1 تشرح فيها نفس الأمور التي طرحت اليوم. سوف نرسل لكم الإعلان بشكل تفصيلي على مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي. We will be posting the links on the social media links of Universal Academy.
Thank you. Any more questions we have? If you're not sure about the plan, please call the school, let us know, and we can update it for you. That's not a problem. Please call the school if you have any questions, any concerns, you need clarification about your learning plan. But the school is not in session for the students for the first month. Until September 30th, we have virtual learning, online learning for all students. We are going to give the Chromebooks to every student next week. Once you receive your Chromebooks, you will have your email address, you will have your password so that you can log in, and you will be following up with your plans and your schedule. The teachers will have access to the rosters, and then they will be able to provide you assignment just like we did last year in starting from March till June. Yes, all the classes will begin on August 31st. There will be a very few live sessions, but mostly it's going to be recorded sessions. But teachers will follow the same schedule that the students will receive. So they will have 6 hours per day. First hour will be starting at 7:55 a.m. and the dismissal will be at 3:15 p.m. It's going to be the same schedule like you had last year. Yes, you can call the school and ask us what plan we have. And if you want to update the plan, it's up to you. Like I said, let us know and we will follow up accordingly. We will have our teachers will help you with SAT prep class. Very good question, by the way. We will have our core subject teachers, English, Math, and Science, to help the students with PSAT, SAT, and NMSQT prep for their testing. You're welcome. No problem, anytime.
All right, Ms. Anjum, it seems that this is the end of the questions. We invite parents to continue asking questions through by contacting the school. And this video will be available if parents missed this live session. They can always watch it on YouTube and Facebook channels of Universal Academy. If you want to go ahead, Ms. Anjum, and say a final word before we end the broadcast, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sharifuddin. Thank you so much, parents, students, and staff. We really value our community. We are really proud to be part of this strong community. You guys have gone through really hard times starting from March till the end of this last school year. And I know with the help of the parent and community, we will be able to help our students be successful. We really miss you all. And we would love to have our students come to the building once all this pandemic is over. But for now, please be safe, keep social distancing, follow the CDC guidelines, and make sure that you are being able to follow up with all the details that we discuss. And if you have still any more questions, please feel free to call us or text or email. Any way possible, we will be able to help you. We are here to help you. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.